Mr. Gitonga, the question, final question from the public here. The idea of inclusivity, the members of the disabled gentleman, they are asked, 5%, will there be a guarantee that they will actually be given that 5% election for disabled people?
Yes, I think that goes to what my senior colleague, Paul Mwita, said, which is that first we must remove the dependency syndrome in our minds. Unajua siasa imekuwa sasa kama kasumba. Ni kama ambaye unabembeleza kila saa, watafanya. Ni mpaka utambue hii ni haki yako, utoke katika utumwa. So if there is 5%, of course it is there. It must be implemented. If it is not implemented, you have the right to go to court. Don't make it like, utaenda kuwabembeleza mpaka wakubali ndio wafanye. So we must remove our minds from that mentality of we are owed favors by others. This is our rights. They are not privileges.
All right. Oliver Muturi, I want to get a final comment from you because we're going to go into the news now. We're going to go to a break. We talked about the idea of time frames, and we talked about the role of Parliament. Do you feel that there is both the political will from Parliament to ensure that this process continues without a hitch and within the time frames that have been allocated, and that the people understand from today going forward what their powers actually are?
I'll start from the point that my colleague Nzamba has just said, that surely as Kenyans, we must understand that this is our document. The rights that we are given in this document are ours. We voted for them. The obligations on others to do this or the other is an obligation that is enforceable. And I must say that really, I must thank Kenyans who voted so overwhelmingly in support of this document. I want to say, looking at the behavior of the last few days, I am satisfied, I am persuaded that there is the necessary goodwill, both in Parliament and elsewhere, to meet the timelines that have been given here. Of course, my friend Zamba's committee was very kind, that they didn't say that everything be enacted, all legislation be enacted within 1 year, 2 years. They have even given some of them have been staggered up to 5 years. But the statements that we've been hearing are that indeed, if it were possible, and with the cooperation of every Kenyan, not just the political class, every Kenyan, we should be able to see through most of the legislation by the year 2012, let alone the 3 years, the 18 months, and the 5 years that have been given. So I think there is the appropriate requisite goodwill.
A warrant of arrest. The next thing, they'll take you most likely to the police station, and then you have a right there while you're there to say you need to seek legal counsel. You need to know why you have been arrested, and you need, if you have any other needs, health needs, and you need to ask for those health needs to be met because you may actually require nutrition and food. Basically, tomorrow, everybody who is arrested knows they have a right to ask for very many things that are their rights and that are enshrined in this Constitution. So, and then, of course, just a very quick one, we also have the issue under the same Bill of Rights. They address the issues of minorities, issues of children, people with disabilities, the elderly. This Constitution has taken care of all those, and their rights have been highlighted and what they can have access to, what they're entitled to, and who has an obligation to do what for them.
All right, Commissioner Anne, thank you very much. Now I'm going to go to my winding comments from members of the panel. I'll start from my extreme right, Mr. Nzamba Gitonga, your winding up comments for this session.
Tomorrow is the beginning of a new dawn. We are moving from Lancaster, where we were 47 years ago, to a new constitution. The Lancaster Constitution was brought to us. We had no input in it. This is a constitution that we have passed in a referendum. So this is a homegrown constitution. This is your right. And therefore it is a new beginning, and we should all welcome it and be vigilant in the protection of our rights.
All right, Honorable Muite, very briefly, we have to wind up.
It's a very, very good constitution, but the benefits will come from implementation. We have been so much used to being abused by our leaders for many years, since 63. Sasa tumekuwa kama yule kuku kutoka Western Province, akifungwa miguu, hata ukifungua baada ya safari, kuku hajui, sasa yuko free. Let us now embrace this new constitution. It has given us freedom. Let us seize it. Let us insist on implementation.
All right, Honorable Muturi.
Thank you. I would want to urge Kenyans in general that because the document has been passed as it is, we need now to begin internalizing it, digesting every bit of it, and therefore this calls for greater civic education from all of us, so that we don't want to hear people complaining that they have been guaranteed of this or the other rights, and if they don't know. The case which was given from Budalangi, we do not want to hear that again. Please read and continue reading.
Honorable Namwaba, very briefly.
Yes. Do not ask what your country can do for you. Ask instead what you can do for your country. Those are words of President J.F. Kennedy challenging the people of America. And that is my challenge to the people of Kenya right now. Rise to the challenge and ask yourself what you can contribute to this new dispensation. In the next 6 months, you'll have a new Chief Justice. In the next 1 year, you'll have a new Attorney General. Pretty soon, you'll be able to fire your Member of Parliament midstream. Pretty soon, you'll be able to be in the position wewe ndio utaweza kumuuliza askari, unatoka wapi, unafanya nini hapa, unataka nini na mimi. You have a template for transformation. I urge you, fellow Kenyans, seize that template and move your beloved nation to the next level.
All right, members of the panel, members of the audience, we do thank you very much for participating in this forum, and that marks the end of Agenda 5, the special edition this evening.
Agenda 5 is proud to be associated with the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, enhancing the realization of your rights.